All right, guys, and what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you, and we are live for my Sunday night, well, early Monday morning review of tonight's pay per view. We got WWE Evolution, and let me first off, forgot to pull up Twitter. That way I can pull up my poll here. My ears ringing still from this past weekend. I don't know why. Um, Let me get to it. Come on, where is it? Aha. Okay, we're all set there. Anyways, guys, we are live, and for my live review of WWE Evolution 2018, the first ever all women's pay per view that took place on tonight, October 28th, 2018, at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. Man, my ear is really ringing. I was hanging out in some bars all weekend. I'm back. I got back a little late from my trip tonight. Again, I was away for a bachelor party for my one cousin. I had a pretty good fun weekend. A little interesting, little weird moments, but nothing bad. It was just typical stuff you probably see at a bar. But had fun. I got back towards the beginning of Evolution, but I had to run a quick errand. Then I went over to watch Evolution with my friend. I got home a while ago, and I caught up on the parts I missed, which was just the first three matches of the show. Overall, so going into Evolution, again, I apologize for not talking too loud. Again, my ears ringing right big time from this weekend, and my parents are trying to sleep, so I don't want to be too obnoxious. But so my expectations were a little bit low going into Evolution because I was a little bit disappointed with the build. I probably said in my previous predictions. We had some matches I was definitely looking forward to, and those matches did, capitalize. We had some changes made to the card. Well, we're only one because Alexa Bliss wasn't able to wrestle, but I thought the tag match was still decent. The match, of course, that I knew was going to steal the show. Easy was match of the night and should have been the main event of the show. But nothing really disappointed me on the show for the most part. I mean, there was a couple little parts here and there, but I thought this was a very successful pay-per-view for a first women's pay-per-view. I know I said also in my preview predictions that I felt that there was something missing to this card. Like I felt they needed something else for the nostalgia. I felt because I wasn't a big fan. Again, just I was throwing together just a random battle royale with a bunch of old timers in there for the heck of it. I liked how they gave them each their own entrance. That way we knew who was all going to be in this battle royale. They kept the entrances, for most of them at least, short and sweet. I just felt like you could have done better than just a battle royale, though. But I felt that, after just watching this show again, this scene come out on paper, you know what? There was enough of nostalgia, and there was enough of, the more recent talent, the ones that are actually making the statement for the whole women's evolution and whatnot. So I gotta say, expectations weren't that high, I felt, for this pay-per-view, but they exceeded pretty well. Like, I gave the show a pretty good grade, as I was really impressed with what we saw. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing them try this again next year. And I kind of thought of a main event for next year's Evolution I will talk about at the end of the show, though. It was based on a series of events that happened throughout the night. So, yeah, let's get right into the show and see what we got. See, we have several viewers here, bro. So let's check the live chat and see what we got here. Hold on. We've got King Larry saying, "Hey, we want some Mike." What's up, Larry? Good morning from Austria. Definitely. Good morning to you as well, Larry. Well, it's 103 here. What's up? What's up, Team Skyway 206? He said that was better than expected. Definitely. What now for Becky? I am not sure. Larry says he hated this pay-per-view, though. That's completely fine, Larry. Feel free to leave your thoughts of why you didn't like the pay-per-view. And what now for Charlotte? Well, I'll talk about that a little bit later on. What is up, T and Couponer? How are you doing tonight? Again, not too bad. Again, my ears just ringing a little bit from the weekend, but I'm pretty good. There were a lot of things missing, but at least my girl Tony won the Mae Young Classic because that's an evolution. I was definitely surprised that Tony won the match, but I'm definitely happy, especially after that match she had in the semifinals on Wednesday with Meiko Satomura. That is a match of the year contender, in my opinion. The match that Tony had with Meiko Satomura, unreal match. Maybe an even bigger fan of Tony Storm. Everybody's saying hello. What's up, Mark? Manuel Santos saying that Ivory looks amazing. I give Ivory a lot of credit. I thought of all the legends, she looked the best. I thought in the match in the battle royale they had. But yeah, it looks like we got a good audience so far. Let's just keep on coming in, guys, and we'll get started here. I'm going to just keep it rolling here because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I was up to like 5 o'clock last night, and when I was out in Atlantic City, chilling at a bar with my cousin and some of his friends. I witnessed a bar fight, but I wasn't involved with it. Again, a couple other weird things happened along the trip, but again, I had a good trip. I dressed up as Ed from Ed and Eddie for Halloween. I'm gonna put my costume on right now. Maybe I'll put it on again sometime this week. Well, again, it was just basically just red, white shirt, green jacket, blue pants. Basically, it was a simple costume, but it was just me being Ed. Yeah, they guys are all coming in the live chat. Let's see here real quick. Also, Larry says he hated that they couldn't give Tony an EO 5 to 10 more minutes. That is true. The match could have lasted a couple of extra minutes if they wanted to give it that. Mark said Alundra looked the worst, and I wasn't really expecting too much from Alundra Blaze. I was just glad she got at least have the opportunity to represent, an older generation. I don't really expect too much from her, but that's all right. Mandy Rose definitely had a decent showing. Was everyone impressed with the Ed costume? Yeah, they were. I mean, it wasn't like the most standout costume of all of them. One guy in our group actually dressed up as that pink bunny from Fortnite, which I think he had the best costume of all of us. But everybody would like my costume. Team Skyway says, "Why didn't they just do Trish versus Mickey? It was useless to make it a tag match." Talk about that shortly. What's up, Dakota? Thanks for joining us. And Morrow should have been on the WWE. Should have been on the commentary team. Would have been awesome. I said we got Michael Cole, who had a couple botches tonight we will talk about. And Dakota thought that the pay-per-view was just okay, which is completely fine. Again, I'll get started. This is again. I want to get to bed because again, I was up till like 5 last night. Anyways, let's get rolling here, guys. Keep the live chat coming. So I didn't get to catch the kickoff show, but apparently the only thing that was really noteworthy here that I see on SmartOut Moments was the fact that R-Truth said he was going to compete in the Battle Royale, and fight Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. You got the woman by your side. You guys have a little bit of a thing there going with your dance breaks and whatnot. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm not really awake, really, have the energy to do so. But apparently that was it. So even though he's pairing up with Carmella, he's still, wants to fight her for a title shot because he wants to pin Carmella, if you know what I mean. That's what's up. Had to do so. But anyways, let's get rolling here. The opening match we had was the tag match. Now again, originally it was supposed to be Trish Stratus and Lita taking on Mickie James and Alexa Bliss, but it was announced over the weekend. I had the speculation based off of the segment they had this past week on Raw that the match was going to be changed. And apparently Alexa's dealing with an arm injury, and I guess apparently she hurt her nose or something like that at a house show recently also. So they replaced her with Alicia Fox. And when that happened, I just soured on that. I mean, I get it, the fact that, Alexa Bliss, in-ring style, really isn't anything fantastic because I know a lot of people crap on her because of all the opportunities she's getting, which again, I do agree. I don't hate Alexa Bliss completely, but I definitely agree she is overrated, already being a 6-time women's champion this early in her career. I feel like that's a little too much, definitely for sure. But I would have rather had her in this match than Alicia Fox. There was a botch in the match towards the end where Alicia was supposed to break up the count. The referee kind of stopped his 3 count, and Alicia dived in and broke up the count, but eventually led to the sequence towards the end of Lita hitting Lita press or whatever heck they call it, that moonsault assault, and then Trish Stratus, she hit Stratusfaction before Alicia broke it up, but then she hit the chick kick on Nikki to pick up the victory. Other spots throughout the match, I mean, most of the first part of the match, Trish and Lita were dominating. Lita got most of the offense in there. Mickey, I appreciate the fact that they gave Mickey more time in the ring than Alicia, because it's Alicia Fox, who cares. Mickey James, of course, definitely works well with these. Sort of has had a lot of experience with those two. They announced also that Mickey James had the final match on Raw for Trish Stratus in 2006, and then she also defeated Lita in Lita's final WWE match, which was at Survivor Series 2006 as well. Of course, there was a moment in the match also wherever Trish pointed at Mickey and told Alicia to tag her in, and it kind of had the moment of bringing back the feud that kind of got Mickey James' career started back in 2006 with Trish and Mickey, when Mickey was Psycho Mickey and a big fan of so I spit funny there. The big fan of Trish Stratus. Of course, just led to some weird things, but again, it was, I'd still say at the highest point of Mickey's career, I'd say. So again, I was pleased with the tag match. I mean, both Lita and Trish actually, I thought, put on a good showing, despite them probably not being as good a shape they used to be. Trish I thought looked a little bit stronger than Lita. Lita looked like she was a little bit rusty. I was just glad that when she hit that moonsault though towards the end, she got a good amount of height, because when she did it at the Women's Royal Rumble, I thought she didn't get a lot of height on. I was worried she was going to land on her neck or something like that and injure her neck or something like that. So I'm glad she got that on, and I thought it was a solid opening tag match between these two teams, with more so about the nostalgia and whatnot. Alexa, the only time though that Lita and Trish kind of were on the downside. Well, I should say they're on the downside, but when the heel team was, getting more offense, and then was when Alexa Bliss interfered when the referee wasn't looking, and just not knocked down Lita. But Lita and Trish won the match again. It was just more so for nostalgia purposes, and I thought it was a solid way to open up the show. I thought. I also forgot to mention also before the start of the show, love the stage. They actually put on a new design for the stage, and that kind of helped with making it feel like it was important, like this was a historical night. It's kind of like a women's mini WrestleMania in some ways, well, with the stage setting. And again, of course, the quality of matches we got later on. I mean, this match, I'd say it was in the middle of of which matches I'd say were the best one. The match wasn't weak. It was better than decent, I felt. But again, you had to throw an Alicia Fox in there. I didn't like that, though. My opinion was they should have just done a triple threat match, since Alexa wasn't able to compete. They should have done a triple threat match between Mickey, Trish, and Lita. I would have felt that would have been a lot more fun. Just go back to that generation. I mean, Mickey was a part of that generation after all. And just to be more like a nostalgia match. And again, Mickey looked good in this match tonight. Trish looked good again. Lita didn't look bad either. She looked a little bit rusty though compared to the three of them. And Alicia Fox does not count. So I still appreciate the fact that they gave more time in the ring to Mickey and not so much to Alicia, but she had that botch. Oh, and also forgot to mention Michael Cole's microphone wasn't working at the beginning of the show, and you actually hear one of the crew members say something like, "Your mic isn't working." It kind of cracked me up. Of course, that too, but just want to throw this stuff out there real quick. But yeah, solid tag match, I'd say, to open up the show. I'll do one more match before I check the live chat. We then have the number one contenders battle royale. Let me bring up the list here of who was all in this match. Let's see here. Let's go back to this page right here. Scrolling down. Aha, okay. So we had Asuka, Alundra Blaze, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Ember Moon, Ivory, Kelly, Lana, Mandy Rose, Maria Kanellis, Michelle McCool, Molly Holly, Naomi, Nia Jax, Sonya Deville, Tamina, Tori Wilson, and Zelina Vega. So that was 20 superstars they had in this 20 woman women's battle royale. The winner gets a future championship opportunity. I actually thought this match was decent. There were some cool moments in this match, for some nostalgia purposes and some good sequences of spots. I'll start with the things I didn't like about this match. First off, I didn't like how they kind of made the Iconics look like idiots at the beginning. I mean, yes, I appreciate that their promo coming up and going iconic or however they do now. Instead of going iconic, they go make it iconic or whatever. I like their post, but then they just both got eliminated like they were trash. Wasn't a big fan of that. There was someone else who got eliminated too early that I wasn't happy with. I did find the interesting that they gave Mandy Rose a couple of good eliminations. They had her and Sonya Deville kind of teaming up, and they eliminated some people, which I thought was was a wise idea. And I liked how Mandy Rose lasted longer than Sonya Deville because I like Mandy more than Sonya Deville, of course. Maybe they'll start teasing some type of breakup between them, like their little alliance, because now that Absolution is no more, I still find their alliance a little pointless. And again, when they first came over to SmackDown, Paige was trying to, work the two of them to, work alone and not just rely on each other all the time. Then all of a sudden we're just going back to those two, still teaming up with each other. I feel one of them need to split them up and one of them should turn face. Mandy Rose. Maybe I feel like Mandy Rose is more popular than Sonya Deville. Like I feel like Sonya Deville will play a better heel than Mandy. And plus, we already have kind of a tag team on SmackDown with the Iconics. That's a stable. Why are you having two heel stables that are just doing nothing right now? I'm trying to remember, there was someone else who was eliminated kind of early that I wasn't happy about. I mean, a few people lasted a little too long in this match. Dana Brooke did. I felt she should have been one of the first people eliminated. Tamina. Final four, really? Why Tamina? There was a point in the match where Nia and Tamina did do the dedicated towards Roman Reigns, both Samoans. And Roman, of course, is out with leukemia right now. But I just thought that, Tamina was kind of in there a little too long. I did like the dance break they had with the dance break portion they had with Ivory and Carmel again. Ivory, of all the legends, I thought looked the best. Michelle McCool had a good showing there as well. Someone else who I actually thought looked pretty good, I'm not talking about the way they looked and whatnot, but like their wrestling skills, was Maria Kanellis. She had a couple good sequences that shows she can still move pretty good. Like, get her in her, if she still can, get her into a ring and have her compete, on SmackDown or whatnot. I mean, I know Mike Kanellis is now on 205 Live, but Maria looked like she didn't really have much ring rust on her, and she was in good shape. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing her, get back in the ring full time at some point. There's a couple other good spots I remember. I like that too. I did think, I like this. I like the sequence with Ember and Asuka. I mean, Asuka, I thought she should be the final four, but it was a final five because Zelina Vega was that one who was, out of the ring for a while and came back in thinking she was going to outsmart everyone, which was fine. I mean, I was fine with them doing that with her. But I did like how, Asuka didn't win the match. They had someone like Ember Moon eliminate her, Ember kept coming up on a short stick to Asuka in a great feud they had in NXT last year, but this time this was, Ember Moon getting the upper hand on Asuka, which I was cool with. So then eventually, again, it came down to Ember Moon and Nia Jax, who are friends, but that was thrown out the window. Ember had some good shots on Nia, but unfortunately, Nia wins the match and Ember doesn't. Wasn't saying it was the worst idea to have Nia win, but at the same time, it's like, our only people getting title opportunities this year are Ronda Rousey, Nia Jax, and Alexa Bliss. Like, we're not furthering anywhere with Sasha or Bayley. They've come nowhere close to the title this year, except for the Elimination Chamber match. Natalya, Ruby Riott, Ember Moon, for crying out loud. It's like with the eventual thing I see happening, of course, for the Raw Women's picture, which is based off of two events happening, that I'm going to share at the end of this video. It's like, what's the point of everybody else on the Raw roster at this point? This is no better than, even though the feud with Charlotte and Sasha was great in 2016. That time there was only 4 women on the Raw roster who felt relevant enough. Maybe only 3 because Nia Jax still kind of great at the time, but Charlotte, Sasha, and Bayley felt the only people who were able to feud for a Raw Women's title. Now we have more people who can definitely feud for that title, and you're just going to give it to keep opportunities to see Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, and even Nikki Bella, who apparently she claims this isn't over. We'll talk about that later on, of course, but I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of having Nia win the match. Afterwards, she kind of just gave a speech, just how much she appreciated her family, and whatnot, how just this historic and whatnot, and how she's asked who she would rather face, Ronda or Nikki. She goes, "What's the best of them?" But whoever wins the match, your luck's gonna be short lived or whatnot. So I mean, the match I thought was decent. Again, it had some cool spots in it. It wasn't just a completely, typical battle royale. It was just, average. I'd say it was more so a decent battle royale. But I'm not angry that Nia won, but I wish it would have been someone else. I mean, I get it. Ronda and Nia kind of have some unfinished business since Alexa interfered in their title match at Money in the Bank. But still, I would have rather had seen maybe Ember Moon win this instead, or even Asuka or Sasha Banks, but oh, I'm sorry, that's right. They weren't in that match. They got put into a pointless match. We'll talk about shortly as well. So Nia Jax wins the Battle Royale. Decent match, I gotta say. It wasn't anything too special, but I thought for the most part it was definitely a decent showing. Yeah, we got that. Let's check the live chat and see what's up here. We're here. I think we were let me see here. Dakota says it should have been Corey Graves on commentary. We've been fine with that. Team Cooper says he feels bad for Alexa Bliss with her injuries. I'm sorry, Team Skyway. I'm not doing a dance break. I haven't been on any. Did Elias turn face? Elias did turn face on Raw last week after Corbin pretty much told him to stop what he's. I pretty much told him to get off the stage and whatnot. And said that if Stephanie wasn't around, if Stephanie didn't like Elias, then Corbin would fire him, and then Elias hit him with a guitar. So I think he is a face. Ronda did concuss. She may have concussed Alexa. Yes. Yeah, it should have been that triple threat. T and Coop Hunter. Dakota says he was rooting for Nikki. He hated Ronda. She's overrated. Which is that's fine. That's how you feel about Ronda. I did a video on the last trailer. Team Skyway saying Ronda sucks as champ. Her promo skills are dumpster fire bad. Also, some of the words and the way she uses them doesn't make sense and is incorrect grammar. Lita and Trish will be appearing more often. They're supposed to become a part-time tag team. Really? I don't know that. I did hear about Cena not backing out Crown Jewel, which I completely understand. He's going to be replaced by Bobby Lashley. All right, that's fine with me. I don't really care about Crown Jewel. I'm not going to watch it anyways. Daniel Bryan is also. I'm not. Is he definitely pulling out? I heard for sure. I definitely know Cena pulled out, but I'm not sure if for sure if Bryan did. Yeah, but I did hear rumors that he didn't want to go. Now we have Nia and Ronda again. Exactly. Is Nia allowed to choose which title she goes after? I kind of wish, but it doesn't look like that. She's probably going straight for Raw. At least turn Nia into a monster heel now. We get her against Ronda again. Yeah, maybe that instead of just her as a babyface, because I don't know. Again, her as a babyface, she doesn't seem like this nice, friendly character she's supposed to be. As the Lex Man would pretty much say, but I kind of agree. Although if you make her a monster heel again, don't half-ass her like you guys were for the time being. Excuse me. Zelina Vega should have won. Would have been interesting to see Zelina win. I actually would not mind seeing a feud between Zelina Vega and Becky Lynch. Honestly, I'd be interested to kind of seeing where that would go. Kelly should have won, or Ember Moon. Probably Ember Moon, I'd say. Um, Nia traded for Charlotte, could happen. Neither of them, I can't say Randy or Sonya is a face yet. We'll probably have to wait and see if they're really going to go through anything. I was hoping Oscar Ember Moon would have won. I agree. Mandy should be faced over Sonya Deville. She got interviewed after winning, and it was asked if she would love to fight Nikki or Ronda. Strange thing. Exactly. Team Skyler does not want Mandy and Sonya to break up. Yep. Okay, that's fine. You're close about Ember, Larry. What's up, Mark? He thought it was okay as well, the pay-per-view. Just still guessing because we all know WWE loves to change rules every week, so anything can happen pretty much. That is true. They change the rules every single week of matches and whatnot. The best match was definitely the match that should have closed the show. I do agree, Dakota. JoJo looking like a snack pack, though. JoJo was overshadowed by the best female announcer ever, Lillian Garcia. She was. Mandy should have been in the Final Four. Wouldn't mind seeing that. Smash Kill, Mary, Tony Storm, Kairi Sane, or Lacey Evans. Let's see here. I would probably marry Tony Storm, smash Kairi Sane, and maybe kill Lacey Evans, I'd say. Tony Storm, is probably young and she's pretty good looking. Kairi's cute, but I don't know. I don't. She doesn't attract me as much. And Lacey Evans is all right again. I just still trying to see a little more from her, but she's the weakest out of the three, in my opinion. Tony Storm is fine as all get out. Nice one, Dakota. Maria Kanellis came out right after that, and we just heard whispering voice, right now. Well, again, I couldn't say at the moment when she first came out because again, that was one of the three matches I missed. Again, I didn't see that live, but yeah, having Maria Kanellis coming out looking fine, and then Mandy coming out, I'm like, oh yeah, this is my type of night. I was hoping for the long shot of AJ Lee come back. Oh, definitely, so was I, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. Tony equals future megastar women's champ. Such a babe. I agree. I'm surprised they let Shayna get the title back, even though she really didn't need any help to do it. Definitely, yeah, but I still like how they kind of reintroduced introduced to us Jessamine Duke and Marina Schaefer. I pronounce her last name, but I'll get to that shortly. Who will replace Daniel Bryan? That is a very good question. If Daniel Bryan does for sure back out at Crown Jewel, which again, since staying in Saudi Arabia, I'm not watching. I'm still not watching. I'm not watching Crown Jewel. Not doing any prediction. Not doing any review for it. I'm not gonna watch it. Yeah, who would replace Daniel Bryan in that championship match? I really do not know, honestly. Still think, if they're doing a best in the World Cup, they should have at least the champions involved in it. Well, the Universal titles vacated, they could have at least thrown in, AJ Styles at this point if Bryan would back out. Yeah, I'm not too sure who would. She could have done it on her own. I do agree about what happened with Shayna Baszler, could have done her own, but we'll get to that shortly. Probably The Miz. He's in the World Cup though. Mike, who do you think will win the best in the world? Did you hear Shane bum the crowd when they chant CM Punk? Yeah, I saw the episode. I can't believe he actually did it. Like, I don't think he's in the match, whatnot. Personally, again, I don't really care for this whole World Cup thing. But if I had to pick someone to win it, I'd pick The Miz because I really think he's going to be involved in the title scene, after this. And him winning that would probably give him a good excuse to say he deserves to be in. So at least to make it worth somewhat, not just, pointless like, King of the Ring has been past couple times. So I'd say The Miz, even though I'm not going to watch Crown Jewel. The three favorites is Mysterio, Orton, or Angle, he thinks. Shane burned the crowd on YouTube. That was great. What about Gargano? Johnny Gargano, I'm still again, I definitely thought he was definitely a possibility. So I'm not completely shocked that he was the one who was revealed to be Aleister Black's attacker. I'm just waiting to hear why he did it. Did he do it because he's pretty much consuming up Tommaso Ciampa? We're doing a DIY reunion, or did he only do that because he felt that Aleister Black was getting in his way to get to to Tommaso Ciampa, and he wanted Tommaso Ciampa to himself? I'm still waiting to hear which exact angle he's going at. But I definitely think this is definitely an interesting turn of events for this story. Do you think he really did it, or do you think he has gone crazy again? I'm not too sure. Mandy and Maria could make a good team. Would be interesting. The Bar and the Big Show versus New Day versus Sanity. Thoughts? Is that actually a match you're pitching, or is it been made recently? Again, I just don't. I mean, one, where the heck has Sanity been lately? They're really not doing anything with them at all. In the times they've been out there, although they've done its loss. And the Bar and Big Show, again, just don't mesh with me. I don't get it. I why the Big Show? I mean, I get it. They're trying to make the numbers game bigger, but why not use Shinsuke Nakamura in that role, or even Andrade Cien Almas? Why the Big Show? Again, as I said before, when my turnover for Big Show, if Big Show's more of this attraction now, not so much even a part time, but more of an attraction out there at times, kind of promote charities and whatnot. Why keep him a baby? Why just keep him a baby face? Why just turn him heel? If he's a baby face and playing that role, promoting charities and whatnot, then that's him being him, and he works on TV. But him being a heel and it makes no sense. Why did he join them? He didn't even explain that. It makes absolutely no sense. So I'm not sure how I would feel about that match. They could give The Miz a rematch since he kicked out of his shoulder or up and would have had him beat Braun on SmackDown. Could be. Will we see an all-women's wrestling show on the network sometime next year? Again, after tonight's show, I wouldn't mind them going again. Orton is unbeatable, that is for sure. Nikki said not over with Ronda. Did she really not learn her lesson? Oh, we'll talk about that later. Do you like Keith Lee? I do like Keith Lee. Miz qualified. That's how important he is to the tournament. Exactly. King Larry says they destroyed the Bar for him. Typical WWE. I'm glad they won the titles, but again, Big Show being with them is just absolutely pointless. It's just odd. I kind of need a Bar. Nice one, Larry. But I want to continue on, of course, with the review here. The next two matches I'll talk about real quick before I check the live chat again. First, we had the Mae Young Classic Finals. It was Io Shirai versus Toni Storm. Not a bad match between these two. I do like the near falls and the close counters towards the end, especially. I think Toni Storm did a modified version. It looked like it was the cleanest version of her Storm Zero finisher that she does, which is very similar to Tyler Bates' Tyler Driver 97, and Io kicked out of that. I do like also that Toni Storm was able to counter that moonsault that Io does for her finisher that got Toni Storm to eventually get her hitting the Storm Zero on her the second time again to get the victory. Again, it was a good match. I can't really say too much about it, other than the fact that we had a match last week and that pretty much stole the whole Mae Young Classic again with Toni Storm and Meiko Satomura. I mean, Meiko Satomura again put on that great match. She also put on a great match with Mercedes Martinez. Toni Storm also had great matches against I'm trying to think who else Toni faced in the tournament. Dang it. Meiko Satomura. She faced BAM. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think she did because she defeated Caitlyn. I think at my predictions I had Caitlyn going over Toni Storm. Originally, I predicted the finals to be Caitlyn and Io Shirai. Io Shirai beat Rhea Ripley and Deonna Purrazzo in both really good matches as well. But again, I still say Toni Storm and Meiko Satomura stole the show. And after the match last week, even though, I still predicted Io Shirai to win, as I thought she was the one to beat, I do kind of agree with my friends say, you don't want to keep having the same nationality win the tournament every single year, give it to someone else. And again, Toni Storm literally, again, I knew Toni Storm was good, but she showed me how great she could be last week, especially with that match against Meiko Satomura, which is this match again was good, but it was hard to top off that match for sure. But Toni Storm does win the Mae Young Classic, so my prediction was wrong for the winner. but I'm completely fine with that. Again, Io Shirai is going to go and do great things in NXT. Tony Storm's going to be great for the NXT UK Women's Division as well. Afterwards, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and what's that woman's name? That's Sarah, whatever her name is, who works a lot with the women in NXT. I gotta give her credit also for the great talents we've been getting coming out of that women's division in NXT. But again, it was a good match. Again, I didn't hate it. I mean, I thought it was good. I mean, I would give like a B or B plus. But again, compared to the classic we got last week between Toni Storm and Meiko Satomura, I think that match took the cake over this and just blew out of the water. This match was hard to top off. But it was still a strong match between these two to wrap up the 2018 man class, which again was another success. I enjoyed seeing the likes of Toni Storm, Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley. Again, Meiko Satomura was great. Again, Deonna Purrazzo, I'm a huge fan of her, both looks and her in-ring style. Mia Yim, Caitlyn would look good in there as well. Casey Canzario, if I'm pronouncing it, Lacey Lane, Tegan Knox, who she was there tonight, and I hope to see her back soon because she definitely impressed me as well. And a few others as well had great performances as well. So some more names I'm hoping do eventually get signed to NXT or WWE contracts eventually. So congratulations to Toni Storm, very well deserved. And again, I look forward to seeing you tear up the NXT Women's Division NXT UK Women's Division as well. And maybe you eventually be winning a women's title on a main roster WrestleMania or something like that, which I definitely see happening. So congratulations once again to Toni Storm, and also good job as well to Io Shirai. Do I really have to talk about this next match? It was a 6-woman tag match. The Riot Squad, Bayley, Sasha, and Natalya. Again, we had 4 of 6 competitors in this match. Ruby Riott, Natalya, Sasha, and Bayley, who should be competing for a championship opportunity. And yet they're in this pointless 6-woman tag match that, I'll give it to them, was actually decent and one of the better matches I've seen involving the Riot Squad. Of course, there was a couple, nice looking bumps. Of course, there was a botch in there where Sasha wants to do her senton over the top rope, but just like she messed up, got caught in the ropes, and just landed awkwardly into the Riot Squad before getting thrown into the wall at ringside and whatnot. I did like the finishers. Natalya, Bayley, and Sasha did kind of do their tributes to each their heroes and whatnot. Natalya, of course, doing to the Hart family. Bayley doing the Macho Man's elbow, and Sasha finished off the match hitting the frog splash done by Eddie Guerrero since he's her hero. But again, what was the point of this match? Again, I'd say it was decent to solid. I'd say wrestling wise, there's no story behind this. It was just 6 women thrown in a random tag match that just did absolutely nothing for nobody. Bayley or Sasha and Natalya is not going to be coming out on Raw wanting a championship opportunity. They're not going to get it because, like I said before, just a handful of people are only getting championship opportunities on Raw. It should have been Sasha and Bayley facing each other this show. It should have been. Whether it was for a championship match or not, it would have felt much better than this pointless 6-woman tag match. Not much really else to say about the match. Of course, I think one point during this match, another match, Michael Cole did botch again, saying both men down. Both women down, Michael Cole. But that was that match. But let's talk about one more before I shut the live chat. Then we will do our 2 main roster title matches. But the NXT Women's Championship match, Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler. This match is pretty good once again. I mean, I was worried about this match because, where did Vince McMahon get involved in this? As I said in my preview predictions, Vince, keep your paws off this and the Mae Young Classic. Don't know for sure if he did or not. But again, both matches did deliver. Not sure if I thought this was their best match between Kairi and Shayna or their match to take over Brooklyn 4. Again, these two do have really great chemistry with each other. I like how Kairi, obviously shown that she knows Shayna well, and Shayna still showing offering her brutality side, and her improvements definitely showed as well in this match. She has improved throughout the year. with her style of fighting, but she still was vicious and whatnot on Kyrie. She did that elbow smash where she smashes her arm and whatnot. Had a couple other good spots in the match as well. But the turning point in the match though came towards the end where they were brawling outside the ring, and Kyrie did some type of cross body or something like that, and she missed. I can't remember if she missed Shayna or she did hit Shayna. I can't remember. And then she threw Shayna into the crowd, and Shayna landed on her other two Horseman sisters. Since Ronda, of course, is backstage getting ready for her match, but Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir, who apparently recently were signed to NXT contracts, and when I happened, I'm like, oh, because when she was first presented to the crowd, I'm like, did they really show it in the crowd? And I'm like, oh, people have to be better. She knows. And I thought, the Horseman sisters. So then Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir did get involved afterwards, but the referee did not see them. Even though I felt like, some of the involvement in some of the matches tonight, I felt like it was a little bit too much, but somehow the referees never saw any of it, and it kind of bothered me a little bit. Like, okay, you kind of did it a little too many times. It eventually did lead to I think it was Jessamine Duke struck Kairi Sane, which had followed up with Kairi getting passed out to Karafuda clutch, which she fought whatnot tooth and nail trying to get out of that Karafuda clutch, but it did look, they still made Kairi look strong in this match. And again, Shayna has definitely continuously improved throughout the year. And Shayna for the first makes history as she is the first ever woman in NXT to be a two-time women's champion, which again, I was fine with getting the title back. And I'm very interested to see what happens with Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir as they get ready to get more busier in NXT. As far as what's going to go over Takeover War Games 2, again, I'm going to be working on my card tomorrow for NXT Takeover War Games 2. Not too sure where we're going to go now, as Bianca Belair obviously is ready pretty much to get a championship opportunity because she is undefeated. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't do Kairi and Shayna again in just one-on-one again in a match. I'm pretty sure they'll either give a stipulation or probably will continue to go this. They'll probably do a triple threat with Kairi, Shayna, and Bianca, I feel, at TakeOver War Games 2, obviously. So, I mean, I predicted Kairi to win. I was a little surprised to see Shayna win it, but I wasn't ruling out either. I really didn't know who's going to win this match. Yeah, I know some people are saying, Shayna, never needed help to win before. Why does she need help to win now? I kind of get it, but to me, it was a good way to create some type of an angle to introduce the other two members of the Horseman sisters. And I'll get into, when I think we'll get the dream match between the Four Horsemen of WWE versus the Four Horsewomen of MMA towards the end. Even though, think about it now, it still might not work completely. But to me, I think it is worthy of, when the match should happen, I feel. But I'll talk about that at the end. I'll check the live chat again before I get to the last two matches. Where were we at? Where were we at? Right here. If Charlotte was to start a new version of the Horsewoman, who would be in it? I really don't know. I mean, I know right now there's no way you can get her and Becky on the same page for sure. No way at all. So really, I can't really think of anyone at the moment. But I will get to my story to what I think is going to happen down the line. Will you watch Crown Jewel if they move it? No, probably not. I think Ono should have joined the bar, and Sheamus eventually could be a manager. Yeah, I mean, that would work also, especially since, Cassius Ono and Cesaro were partners before. They could have done that. Why is that the Big Show? Power rank top 5 best women's finishers. Best women's finishers. If I could power rank that. I gotta think about that one. Sure, I'll get back to that one eventually, though. But that is a good one. But I just want to keep moving on here. Is he heel now, or is he just frustrated? I think he's frustrated, but he is slowly turning heel, I feel. Um, Surprised that Steph didn't join the commentary team for a match. I was a little surprised too, but I was fine that she didn't. What will happen to the Raw tag titles? Will they hold as a tournament now for it, or what? No clue. We'll have to find out tomorrow, which I do like the suspense. Again, I did like how they gave the titles with Ambrose turned heel. Because again, if they did win the titles and Ambrose turned heel, would not have been quite as much of a shocker as it was. I think they had EO win everyone right now would be like Triple H shows favoritism because every single year he gives big Asian wrestlers their moment. Just my opinion. Yeah, again, which again was the right call again to give it to Tony Storm instead. But I would have been fine with EO winning, but it definitely is worthy of not always giving it to the same nationality each year. Tegan was supposed to make it to the finals till she got hurt. Apparently, wow, that would suck. Yeah, I do agree. No one really wants to see Stephanie again. I was worried about something, and it wasn't because of something I thought of, it's because someone else thought about. I'll mention that at the end also, but thank God it didn't happen. No overshadowing of Stephanie. Thank God. Although anytime, Stephanie McMahon has been involved with something with the women, with the exception of Ronda Rousey, of course. Maybe got a historic announcement like the Women's Royal Rumble Evolution. She didn't completely turn it into her and all about her as always, but I could appreciate that. Is Rhea Ripley heel? Yes, she is. Smash, kill, marry. Renee Young, Nikki Cross, or Zelina Vega. Ooh. I'd marry Renee Young. Jesus, this is one's tough. Which one do I smash? Which one do I kill? I like them both. Smash Nikki Cross, kills Zelina Vega again. Only because she's my least favorite of the three of them. That's what I would say. Yeah, Team Skyway is on a roll. Mary Renee, smash Cross, and kill Vega. Cross is actually pretty hot. Yeah, Nikki Cross actually is not that bad looking. I do agree, especially when she's not in ring gear. You see her not in ring gear. She actually is pretty attractive. I wonder who wrote all the matches. I'm wondering as well. Like to see Charlotte versus Becky in a TLC match. I was wondering if they were starting to tease that in the match they had tonight. I'll talk about that shortly. Nikki Bella shadow boxing with a snapback hat on, and what was up with the Bella Nation flag? That was too much. That Bella Nation flag I thought was stupid. Again, Nikki shadow boxing does not, make her look any better than she already is. That's why I hated the pay-per-view. It didn't feel like any kind of evolution for me. So much hype with the booking decisions, matches, and the whole presentation didn't feel special for me. Again, the build was lackluster. That was the problem I had going into this show. Yeah, I still felt the matches capitalized, but I felt that if they want to make the show feel even more spectacular, they probably would have built the matches up better. Which I do agree with why you feel that way, Larry. I wonder if Vince tried to get Sable for the show. Not too sure, but interesting though. They did try to get Sable. She declined apparently. Oh wow. Should Renee turn heel with Dean? Would be interesting actually to see Renee Young turn heel on commentary and see what happens. But then again, we have Corey Graves on commentary also. But that would be interesting. Brock was like, no way. Oh, geez. Is he going to feud with Rollins for the IC title? What I mentioned to my one friend earlier, what I would like to see happen, I don't care about Crown Jewel this week. Ambrose cost Rollins his match at Crown Jewel, or at least one of his matches for the World Cup. And then at Survivor Series, we have Team Angle and Team Corbin are supposed to be going to happen. Have Rollins on Team Angle since, Angle's been very high on Rollins. And then have Ambrose be on Team Corbin. At TLC, have it be Ambrose and Rollins in a TLC match for the IC title, or even just a ladder match. They do TLC with Becky and Charlotte. And, they'll both be in the Royal Rumble. They'll both be involved in an Elimination Chamber match. And then WrestleMania, Ambrose and Rollins could have, TNK probably mentioned earlier, maybe having all the titles on the line if they have the tag titles. And I don't think they have the tag title still. It could be for IC Tower. It could be for the Universal title by then. Who knows? no matter what titles they have, WrestleMania 35, 3 stages of hell. That's a long-term plan, say, from now till WrestleMania for Ambrose and Rollins. Leading to a 3 stages of hell match at WrestleMania. I've been saying it for years. Those two are worthy of 3 stages of hell, no doubt about it, in my opinion. Oh God, Team Skyway, you just gave me an awesome booking idea. Get Renee away from the announce table and let her be a heel manager for Dean. Wouldn't be a bad idea though, honestly. I wouldn't mind seeing Renee be tried out as a heel though. And I bet like 4 months down the road, Ambrose and Ziggler and McIntyre are gonna be beefing down Rollins and Strowman, and then Roman's music will hit and the crowd will go crazy, and Cole will say, "Here comes the big dog, he's back." Maybe, who knows, depends on how his chemo's going. Dean brutally attacked him and turned heel. Dean versus Rollins in that TLC match. Rollins is about to retain his title, but Renee punches the ladder, knocking Rollins off, and Ambrose wins the title, which would be the right way to probably turn Renee heel. The Rack Attack is the best female finisher. Okay, not really, besides the Eclipse. Oh, yeah, the Eclipse, I would have to say, is number 1 finishers. Number 2, again, let me start finishing things on finishers. The figure 8, I give that one credit. Who else really has a good finisher? I mean, the Rack Attack isn't bad. 2.0 now. Shoot, I can't think of my finishers now. Disarmor isn't too bad. Trying to think. The Karafuda Clutch, give that one credit. Yeah, I gotta think of a few more, definitely. Who do you think is next in line to face Becky Lynch? That is a good question. I wouldn't want to say Asuka because, again, she needs to be built back up again after throwing back to a title picture. I'm not too sure. Trying to think here. Who would face Becky next? Well, I'm starting to think maybe we will get a women's title champion versus championship match. Ronda versus Becky at Survivor Series, which I wouldn't mind seeing that match at all. Armbar versus armbar, pretty much. That would be a good match. If I had to pick someone on SmackDown, though, to feud with Becky, who would it be? I mean, I would definitely want to see Becky and Asuka, but I don't think Becky's been built up enough yet. Becky and Naomi maybe wouldn't be too bad of a feud. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But I'd say maybe Naomi at this point. Still build back Asuka back up. Ambrose turning heel on that night, put more heat on him instead of getting him cheered on any other night. Exactly. That's the reason why I felt that was a good night to do so. We'll get Becky versus Asuka, but I'm not sure how we'll introduce it to us. I think Becky will turn face again now, or no. I wish they would, but if she's not feeling with Charlotte, I'm sure they're not going to do a complete double turn now. Again, I'll get into a booking idea I thought a little bit later. Maybe we even get a double turn with Asuka and Becky, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Where is the coach? Coachman? He's been replaced. You're talking about that. I type it like that because it wouldn't really be a double turn because, once again, sorry guys, Becky is not a heel. Exactly, but they show signs here and there that she is one, unfortunately. And then Rollins gets his WrestleMania moment as the fireworks go off and the crowd chants he deserved it after putting down the lunatic, pretty much. Smash, kill, marry Sable, Mandy, Stacy Keibler. Again, only because there's one like one better, all better than the other, but marry Mandy Rose for sure. Hell yeah. Smash Sable, kill Stacy Keibler. Although I would definitely do put Stacy Keibler in any of those rankings with everybody else, but yeah. Dakota said kill Sable, smash Stacy. He absolutely hated the combination of Renee Young, Beth Phoenix, and Michael Cole on commentary. I just can't stand it. Also, I'm not impressed with Renee Young on commentary, he says, but that's fine. She gives her best, but it's awful to hear her talk about certain things, which is completely fine. I just think Michael Cole doesn't fit with three of them. Maybe Naomi could face Becky, which would be a bad idea. They made Charlotte look overpowered. True. Did the guy fire the coach? I have no idea. Would blood amplify the last woman standing match? Becky was probably put some blood in there, but I feel like the match was fine without the blood anyway. Um, which we'll get into that next game. I'm sorry if I'm kind of just like flying through and feeling out of this, guys. But I'm getting tired big time. But I just want to finish this review. Um, but anyways, we then for the next match, which should have been our main event, but it wasn't. We had our SmackDown Women's Championship match. It was the last Women's Day match with Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Boy, was this one was a war. Again, minus a couple little spots where they made Becky show to be a true, cowardly heel because she tried to take the title and run away. And she freaked out when Charlotte, burst from that big pile of, chairs put on top of her. She was like freaking out, like, no, stop. Minus those couple spots, this match was awesome. It was a flat out war. It started off with just, simple, wrestling moments. Yeah, and at first beginning, Becky wasn't capitalizing on Charlotte when Charlotte was down. She was just, like letting just like knocking Charlotte down, just hoping that Charlotte wouldn't stand. Everybody's like, come on, Becky, you need to do more than that. They had a moment of match also where they're going to use tables and they just, chairs, and they started just tossing in chairs left and right. Although I did find it ironic how, the crowd chanted, we want tables, and Becky started grabbing chairs. Then Charlotte was grabbing the tables instead. There was a botch though in this match, unfortunately, when Charlotte did that moonsault and hoping to, smash the table, Becky through the table, but it didn't work. She set back up and said she did sort of have like, senton, like spinning senton and whatnot through the table instead, which was too bad either. But again, she missed the table again with Becky doing the moonsault. I did like the ladder spots as well with Charlotte using the ladder to try to get Becky to hurt Becky's legs, wrapping them in the ladder, even though Becky was tapping to it. But then again, think about wouldn't would you really be able to survive, your legs being put into a ladder and folded into a figure 8 and bridged up like it was? I thought that was good. But then, of course, Becky found a way to fight out of it by grabbing a chair to fight out of it. Again, of course, we had the spots where, Charlotte, where Becky climbed the ladder, do like, an elbow drop or something like that onto Charlotte through one of the announce tables. That was a great spot as well. Again, the only two spots I did not like was when Becky tried walking away into the crowd with the title, which I'm like, okay, stop this. And then, of course, Becky did pile a bunch of chairs and whatnot on top of Charlotte. Charlotte still broke through with like 2 seconds remaining. And I thought first that was it. I'm like, oh, here we go. They're going to give the title back to Charlotte at Evolution just because. And then, of course, Becky is like, no, stop. Like, that's not Becky, for crying out loud. That's not her. Have these two literally just screw dynamics. When a dynamic thing is out the window, oh, this person's a face, this person's a heel. This feud is absolutely on fire. But when they pushed it on who they want us to cheer for, who they don't want to, even though tonight, Charlotte was getting booed as hell and Becky was getting cheered for left and right. And of course, Charlotte started attacking Becky with the canister, and I'm like, okay, this is it for Becky. And then, Charlotte did kind of, beat the crap out Becky pretty badly, and I thought this is it for Becky. Charlotte goes to go for a, like a moonsault or something, like a crossbar or something like that through the other table. But Becky grabs her and she does like a spine buster, power slam, whatnot through the table. And I thought for Charlotte beat the count, but she didn't quite get back up fully or something like that. And Becky wins the match. Again, I know it had a couple spots that were it's like they kind of like started pushing Becky again as a typical heel, and I was like, oh, stop this. But I can't take away this, or again, the match with Toni Storm and Meiko Satomura is definitely my women's match of the year. Even though Charlotte had to look strong in several spots, they still in the long run, in my opinion, made Becky look like a badass. Her legs were, tied up again in a ladder at one point. She dominated Charlotte like several times in this match as well and was able to counter back. And even though a few times they're pushing the whole dynamic thing on us, but I can't take away that these two went out there and literally stole the show tonight. They put on that level of a last woman standing match that I was expecting. And I props to both of them for, just doing what I knew could do. As again, this match should have been the main event. And again, it was the biggest moment for Becky Lynch in her career. She had a title opportunity run before, but it was a good run. But this is despite the fact that the dynamic of trying to push with her. This was easily a moment of her career, I'd say here. Having this match at an all women's pay-per-view that again I thought was a strong show. I know some of you guys thought it was just okay or didn't like it, which again I understand that. This match easily was not just match of the night or a possible women's match of the year candidate in my opinion. But it was a moment. It was biggest moment for Becky Lynch's career and beating Charlotte clean in a last woman standing match. Again, a brutal match. These two went to war. So many times it was near where the match was close to ending. And I thought they put over Becky pretty well. And again, I think next, I don't know who's going to feud for the title next with Becky, but I do think we will see Becky and Ronda in a champion versus champion match at Survivor Series in a few weeks, which again, I don't think everything's going to be champion versus champion, Raw versus SmackDown, but I'm sure we will get some. And I think this will be a proper time to do these two having a match since, they both have kind of like armbar finishers or whatnot. I feel like they could put on a pretty good match. Not compared to what we got in our main event. Once again, this is pretty much all Vince McMahon needed for his main event. Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella in the main event. I will say this. The match was not awful, but it was not a main event worthy match. Again, they said last week, Nikki Bella had not had a singles pay-per-view win since TLC in 2016. I know she lost a feud to Natalya, but I think she may have had one victory in there. I'm not sure. I can't remember if she had a feud at all, a victory at all in that feud. But Nikki came back, and she's been in just tag matches here and there, tag matches that didn't make her look any, big threat to Ronda. All of a sudden she apparently is, even though she's saying that her and Brie started this whole women's revolution, but she's just a diva, which I keep saying does not make any sense to me. And then Ronda Rousey, which I know a lot of you guys don't like Ronda, but I think despite what she's been given so far to work with as champion, I think she's done all right. She's been all right this year. It's just my opinion again. I was hoping for just a quick squash match because there's no way at all that Nikki Bella was going to be able to hang with Ronda Rousey. It was not the case. We got a 10 or 15-minute match out of this. They gave Nikki offense in there. I'm just she, you put in her in any other match, and she's going to look like any typical, diva back in the day and whatnot. And you're giving her this amount of time. And what also kind of pissed me off, Brie Bella no-sold that judo throw that Ronda Rousey did, having Brie and Nikki stacked on top of each other. Brie Bella no-sold that. I'm like, you kidding me? And then, yeah, Ronda did kick out of a Rack Tag 2.0, but then as soon as, Brie was thrown into the announcers, Ronda goes back into the ring, and she gets Nikki to tap out easily, which here's what I was worried about was going to happen. Because the Lex Man mentioned this in his preview predictions. He said that he could see Stephanie McMahon trying to finally get her get her revenge on Ronda Rousey by coming out and screwing with her and having some way for Nikki Bella to win the title, and then the show to end with Stephanie McMahon looking like with Stephanie McMahon just trying to steal the spotlight at the end. Whatnot. I was so glad it didn't go with that. They had definitely had the championship the victory celebration for Ronda a little too long afterwards. While I thought since it was the first ever all women's pay-per-view, I was fine with them having all the women come afterwards to celebrate this game. I feel like overall, in my opinion, despite the build being lackluster, the show itself did deliver. Um, but yeah, again, the match is, I wouldn't say the match with Nikki and Ronda was awful, but it just was what it was. A match we probably could have seen on Raw or even just like a B pay-per-view. It was not worthy of being the main event. Again, I still thought they gave Nikki too much offense in there. Like, she doesn't stand, she didn't stand the character, what she's built herself around also, she didn't stand a chance at all. Again, she's not a legend. I don't hate her, period, but she's not as big of a deal as WWE hypes her up to be. They've come back this year. Oh, the Bellas, get their own fancy locker room. The Bellas are back. They randomly showed up at SummerSlam to start acting like Ronda's best friends. It's freaking annoying, whatnot. But Nikki apparently claims it's not over. Honey, listen to me. You got a title opportunity just by forearming her and betraying her after being her friend for 3 weeks? Just randomly show up and claim to be Ronda's best friend. You're not. No, it's not happening. You're not getting an opportunity. You should have been completely squashed tonight in that match. You weren't completely squashed, but you still lost. So why should you get another title opportunity? That's right. I forgot. WWE has weird ways of giving out title opportunities. Who knows? She's probably still going to be going after one tomorrow. I don't care. So Ronda retains, and I didn't realize also, but they pointed out on Twitter somewhere that afterwards Ronda kind of did a tribute to Roman Reigns, raising his arms like he was when he stands on the ring posts, just doing a shout to Roman saying you're going to beat this cancer and you're going to be back, which I thought was nice for her to do. So that's how we end the show. Again, wrong match main evented, but overall I was still very impressed with what we got in this show. The tag match was solid. Battle Royal wasn't too bad. Mae Young Classic Finals was good. Weakest match I still felt, because it just felt pointless, was the 6-woman tag, which was, it was a decent match overall, but it was just pointless. The NXT Women's title match was good. SmackDown title match stole the show. Raw Women's title match was what it was. Nothing was god awful on the show, in my opinion. So with that being said, well, first let's check the Twitter and see what we got here for grades. What grade would you give Evolution? 8 votes, 63% said A, 38% said B, which I think is fair share there. I gave my I gave the this episode. I'm sorry, I'm getting really tired now, guys. So I'm probably gonna give my final thoughts. Check the live chat and check out. But again, it's maybe a little high, but I'm gonna give Evolution a B plus. Not like like an 8. I mean like an 87. Again, lackluster build for sure. But I felt the show did really capitalize for the most part. So I'm gonna give it a B plus in my opinion. Let's see what we got here. I need to get to one more thing also towards the end. Actually, I will still say this also. What was I saying? Okay. So I was thinking also what I could see happen. Not saying I'm completely for this because they have to build Sasha and Bayley up, but with Jessamine Duke and Marina Schaefer appearing, pretty much debuting tonight. What if what happens at WrestleMania? Because obviously the planned rumor is Charlotte's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. She'll go on to go to Raw to face Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. Well, what if that feud eventually does, and it does have a storyline there with, Charlotte and Becky trying to, get back on the same page again and whatnot. And what if that eventually leads to a match for the 4 Horsewomen at the main event for next year's Evolution? But I have a stipulation. Not just a 4-on-4 match. I'm not saying not. That's why I want to have a Survivor Series, because I want it to be 4-on-4 elimination. I feel if next year's main event was the 4 Horsewomen of WWE versus the 4 Horsewomen of MMA, but a War Games match between those 8 women. It could be the first time we see a women's War Games match, and what better place to make history than Evolution? Which is why I feel if they still do go with Charlotte and Ronda at next year at WrestleMania 35, I feel that, and with them introducing Jessamine Duke and Marina Schaefer tonight, I feel that the Seeds are starting to plan for that eventual 4-on-4 match. And why not do it in the main event next year's Evolution? You know, true game changers right there going at it. I'm doing a War Games match. Just a opinion I thought I'd throw out there. Let's check the live chat one more time, and then I'm going to check out, because again, I am beat. Becky versus Charlotte better make the pay-per-view DVD set. I agree. Party like a rock star. The coach now hosts the kickoff shows. He does. It was still WWE botcholution for me. Sorry, but there was so many botches throughout the night. Botchmania guy will be very busy, and I definitely agree. He has respect for the women for doing the best they can to make it a historic night. I definitely agree with that. The women are always botching like crazy, especially the ones who are not in good shape, like Brie Bella. Sasha did a couple botches this year also. It's not just a Brie Bella thing. Why did the Nikki and Ronda match have the main event? Because probably one, Ronda, I think, probably draws the most eyes, apparently. Nikki's ass is apparently, a main event and whatnot. And Nikki apparently some big legend, whatnot, which she isn't. Again, it still pisses me off. Because of Nikki and Ronda, probably guarantee it. I still boo the woo for sure as well. You can't win a last one standing woman or man standing match dirty. Yeah, exactly. But they could have had like something else happen with someone else getting involved or something like that with Becky. So I was glad they made Becky look like a badass still in the match. Whenever Asuka turns heel, should Green Mist be a part of her moveset? Wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. Never do that again. Yeah, definitely. Probably me shaking the ass. Woo, sexy Mike is here again. Nah, I'm not for sure. I'm not sexy Mike. Dakota, you can look, but you can't touch. No, you cannot. Nikki ass shaking Bella, the nice one. It should have been main event at SmackDown Live Women's title match, co-main event Styles versus Bryan, and a drag queen WWE title match with blonde wigs and makeup. Oh God, no, thank you. Nikki should have won to keep the feud going. I mean, it's your opinion, but I don't want to see this feud continue. Like, why? Again, I would have rather seen maybe Nikki get some singles action also, and again, maybe could have had that match at like a B pay-per-view, but not at a historic pay-per-view like this. Definitely not. But just my opinion though. Am I the only one who's pissed that there were multiple referee botches throughout the night? There was the one during the tag match. What was the other referee botch? I can't remember. Just let me know in the live chat. Which one is more plastic, Barbie or Nikki Bella? Ooh, good one. Not sure about that one. Referee could have counted 10 because Charlotte wasn't on her feet in time. Counted 10. Yeah, there was a one or twice I felt the count was straight. There was one time when Charlotte was setting up the table to put Becky on it towards the end of the match, he wasn't even counting the 10 there. I'm like, that's a little weird. Why isn't he? I mean, I didn't want Charlotte to win. I wanted Becky to win. But I was thinking, why is the referee not counting the 10 with Becky down like she was? Did you see the referee stop mid count? On the Stratisfaction? Yeah, I talked about that before that it happened. Is Ronda the female Brock Lesnar? I can't say that because Ronda has actually competed on Raw. I cannot say Ronda's the female Brock Lesnar for sure. Referee stared Brie Bella directly in her face when she attacked Ronda, so he should have done a DQ. We could have done that, yeah. I wonder who else they gave a contract to besides Mia Yim and Io Shirai, and who they sent back to the Indies. Well, Deonna Purrazzo is in NXT for sure. She's already listed on the roster. Toni Storm is going to NXT UK. Same with Rhea Ripley. Killer Kelly as well. Not sure about anybody else. If anybody else is going to stick around or they're going back to the Indies or whatnot. But I would definitely like some good amount of talent to stay if they're able to. Larry still thinks that Ronda is a female Brock. I mean, she's there every week, but she still holds a women's title hostage, doesn't she? I wouldn't say hostage. I mean, again, she still at least competes, and she's defended at every pay-per-view. Well, except for Super Showdown, but no one would defend their title at often Super Showdown. But I mean, I feel like she's been given weird situations. Like again, Alexa Bliss all of a sudden randomly looked like she was able to get offense in Ronda Rousey, where they did nothing in the build to make us convinced that Alexa Bliss is able to take out Ronda Rousey. And then you get Nikki Bella. What has she done? But ultimately, she got a title match because she elbowed Ronda in the back of the head. So I feel like it's not completely Ronda's fault, in my opinion, but I don't understand what you guys mean. New Horsewoman, Charlotte, Nia, and the Iconics, or Charlotte, Nia, Tamina, and Mandy Rose. Maybe take Tamina out of there because I'm not a fan of Tamina, but I'd be fine with any of the other pairings. Ronda isn't resigning after WrestleMania next year. She's taking time off. Interesting. Actually, I did hear that she might only do this for about a year because she just want to have kids. So maybe she will take time, or maybe she will take time off, and that's what could lead to the 4 Horsewoman, her returning for the 4 Horsewoman match or whatnot that I suggested. You know what, Mike? The 4 Horsewoman thing is considered to be held for WrestleMania. True, yeah. One of a few possible plans, maybe. But Larry likes the War Games idea. Here comes the funny part. Where he's referring to. Bayley probably is one of the few female wrestlers that doesn't botch. She is so underrated, and she just needs a new finisher. At least have it be like the Avalanche Bayley the Belly. No one wins with that. That is true. With a Bayley the Belly suplex. Trish, her face is plastic. Oh, geez. Brock Lesnar competed on Raw to Mike when he first started. Yeah. Tegan Knox is staying after she recovered her injury. Styles offended but he's a fighting champion. At Super Showdown, he did defend it there. Withholding the women's title hostage, I was trying to say that no woman has a chance to get the title for quite some time. I do agree. You like the War Games idea? Yeah. I'll see you on Tuesday because I have to be working until 9:30 Sunday. That sucks. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Again, I'm sorry again if I sound a little out of it again. I'm just really tired from all the traveling and being out late last night. So I think I'm going to check out here again, guys. I mean, I know some of you thought Evolution was okay. Some of you didn't like it. Some of you did like it again. I personally really enjoyed Evolution. I thought it definitely exceeded my expectations again. I'm giving it a B+. Match I know no doubt about it was the SmackDown Women's Title match. Should have been a main event of the show, but it was definitely my match of the night. So what was your match of the night? What, in your opinion, it's freaking ears ringing too. And what grade would you give Evolution? Leave thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to click my like and subscribe to our content on my channel and follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirborne93. And with that, guys, I'm checking out. I'll see you guys all later on for my, well, of course, later on today. It's 2:16 in the morning here. But I will see you guys after Raw for my live review of Monday Night Raw. Maybe I'll get my NXT TakeOver War Games 2 card uploaded, and I'll try to do my Survivor Series card this week also as well. So with that, guys, I'm checking out. I'll see you guys all later. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Had a fun weekend, but I'm beat. So Dylan, guys, I'm checking out. Have a good rest of your night, and peace out, everybody.